Good day, it's the Amateur Gardener, and today we're talking about bringing home a new plant. Today we'll also be talking about a kind of a paddle cactus. This is the drooping prickly pear, also known as a Barbary fig or a puntia or a puntia monacantha. It's pronounced differently in different countries. I've always wanted to own a cactus like this, and I was shocked to see one actually in our local stores. It's originally from South America, and I think it's really cute. Now, the things we should do when we bring home a new plant, or the things we should do before we do bring home a new plant. Check if the plant is healthy. Once you've chosen the kind of variety you like, check it out. The leaves, are they all dried up? Is there any sign of rotting, like any brown or light brown marks, and it looks kind of wet in the stems or the leaves? This may be a sign that it's starting to die. Check also for pests. This originally had lots of ants in its pot, so they were offering me another plant, but I like the shape so much. So I said, it's okay, just get rid of the pot rather, and the soil, put it in a bag, and I'm fine. Glow kits, find out if the plant has any safety issues. I never knew about glow kits. These are bristles or hair-like things found at the spines of the cactus, and they can give you serious skin irritation. So you may want to ask those questions. I'm putting on some gloves. Couldn't find my garden gloves, so I'm using these. Anyway, this will do. It won't protect me from those spines, but it will at least protect me from whatever's in the soil. I'll be handling a lot today, so it's best I use some gloves. Anyway, so don't forget also to ask questions. They're selling you the plants, they should know about it. Ask them, does the plant prefer the sun, the shade, or does it like partial shade? So you know where to put them in your garden or in your home. If they should be beside a window. How much watering is required? Does it like to be watered daily, weekly? What kind of soil does it prefer? Will you be using a potting mix like I'm using today? Look at how loose that soil is. Or do you need garden soil? This is beautiful. You see that? It just doesn't clump up together. Do you need soil amendments for your soil? These are additional materials you add to improve the drainage or the moisture content. Today I'll be adding perlite. That's an amendment. It's made out of volcanic glass that was processed, and it helps in providing better drainage. Sand does the same thing. It makes your soil less dense if you have clayish kind of soil. So I'm adding a bit of that there, shaking it off the plant. Wake up, wake up. Just kidding. Anyway, so after all of the things are complete, don't forget you have to plant it in something. If you're not planting it on the ground, then you have to have a pot or some kind of vessel. So do come home with one if you don't have one ready at home, or your plant will be homeless, poor thing. So this plant, my goodness, these pebbles are all I have. I miscalculated what I had, so I couldn't go for a fourth or a third of the pot's height. So that'll do for now. I should have gotten more. But anyway, so here's a potting mix. That is a heavy bag. It's around 8 to 10 kilos, depends where you get it from and how they pack it. So this is good. Look at this. Look at how loose that soil is. I'll try to make it like a snowball of soil. See how easily it breaks with just me pressing it with my thumb. Okay, that's a good sign that it's not too dense. So I'm putting my little baby, it's not such a baby anymore, but it's new, so I'll call it my baby, my new baby, in the pot. It's a bit dehydrated, it looks a bit shriveled up, so that's what I get for leaving it overnight without repotting it immediately. I'm sorry. Anyway, so I'll be adding a little perlite, talking about soil amendments. So I'm changing the soil composition by adding a little more perlite. It has some sand and it has other ingredients, materials in it, but because succulents are really particular about drainage, I'll be adding a little more perlite, especially since I'll be leaving this exposed to the elements. It likes a lot of sunshine, but at night sometimes we have a lot of rain and it will be getting a lot of water, so I won't be awake to get it out or to put it in the shade. So I'll be adding more perlite to make sure it drains well. Look at that glorious root, it's so long. So this is my pot. It's approximately 7-8 inches. Yep, quick pat there. And the thing is, I don't know how that thing fit, those roots fit in its tiny container. And the store, it's not even a container, it was just a plastic bag. So I'm trying to make it fit here. So I'm checking it. Now I normally leave an inch from the top for for other plants that love water. So if it rains, they can accumulate some water and it'll wet my soil really well. But since this doesn't want a lot of water, I'll be putting soil all the way to the top so that it won't pool on top. And I'm just returning some of the soil with perlite. Can you see that brown mark? That's the mark of where the plant's original soil level was. We want to copy, we would like to copy the height of the soil in the original pot. We don't want to go past that because it might make the plant rot. So just make sure you look for that mark. If you're repotting or replanting, make sure you copy the level, the height. Follow that height rather, so that it won't rot, because it will lead to your plant dying. We don't want that, of course. Okay, so I'm adding a little more perlite because the soil I added didn't have any. You can get perlite at your local nursery or you could order online. And I'm patting it down, not too much. It doesn't want to be too compact. And it's still drooping. I'm trying to find its center of gravity. It's a bit drooping to the left, so I'm trying to adjust it towards the right so that it won't droop too much. It really is living up to its name. So I'm adding a little bit more soil there. Potting mix. Such a struggle. Falling asleep on me, but I will have to wake it up because it does need some water. Okay, I have to water this baby because it's a bit shriveled up. If you'll notice, it looks a bit dried up, so I have to make up for its night out without being in a pot. So we're getting it some water. Now, make sure you have everything you need for your plant. The last thing you want to do is go home and find out when you're all comfortable or you're ready to repot or to plant your plant in the ground that you're missing stuff. So make sure you're complete, okay? It really does want to shift. It's really shifting to the left. So I'm trying to find its center of gravity. How to find your center. Finding your center. Anyway, so this is my paddle cactus. It's called a drooping paddle cactus. And I hope you enjoyed this afternoon. Isn't she beautiful? Look at her. Like straight out of a cartoon. Anyway, so this is day 1. It's drooping. It's really living up to its name. And this is day 2. It drooped even more after spending a night without any sunshine. And on day 3, it's standing up a little more After several days of sunshine, the pads are a little thicker. And look on day 4, just standing there so boldly against the wind. Anyway, so this is the Opuntia monacantha. I hope you enjoyed our day. Don't forget to bring home the essentials. Have a good day. God bless.